Hi everyone. Today we're talking about how fashion ideas from the late 1980s can quietly show up in contemporary lingerie. I'm going to show you two sets I made influenced by 1988, even though at first glance it's not obvious what the starting point was. And that's exactly what I enjoy about this process. Let's see how it all came together. When I think of the 1980s, one of the first things that comes to my mind is polka dots, one of the era's most popular patterns. They were everywhere and sometimes mixed with florals. That combination feels very 1980s to me. I already had this emerald on navy stretch lace in my workshop, and then I came across a polka dot dress at the mall. Nobody wanted it even for $10. So I bought it, and by the end of the day, I had all the pieces for my future bodysuit cut and ready. It might look spontaneous, but honestly, my brain is always tuned to the 1980s, so this was bound to happen sooner or later. But you can actually use this as a design approach. Shop intentionally for prints, colors, or textures from eras you love, and see where they lead you when the inspiration comes. If you look through 1980s lingerie catalogs, you won't really find combinations like this. Most pieces are very tonal, usually one color, with all the interest coming from lace and details. Mixing patterns was much more common in evening wear and couture at the time. I borrowed that idea and tried it in lingerie, and it resulted in something that feels quite fresh. You can take ideas from couture and apply them to lingerie. You can take lingerie details and imagine them on a couture scale. An image from the past doesn't have to be copied, it can simply be a starting point. My next inspiration source is even less obvious. It started with just one image from Junko Shimada's Fall Winter 1988-89 collection. Later, I learned it was part of a whole floral section, but even that single image was enough to spark an idea. I used only materials I already had, the same lace, this time in silver and black. I knew it would be a set, and I always start with the bottoms. I cut the lace pieces so they would mirror each other once sewn together. I wanted to add a few red accents, but the flowers were just too small for the machine, so I stitched them by hand. Once everything was put together and trimmed with elastics, it was time to choose the strap color. For the bra, I start with the cups, then assemble the center panel, followed by the rest of the pieces, hardware, and closure. The end result doesn't feel nostalgic at all. Would you ever guess it was inspired by Japanese design from the late 1980s? I tend to treat ideas from the past as raw material. I pick one or two details that caught my eye and let it guide the rest. Sometimes that's enough to start something new. And if an old photo sparks your imagination, that's already the beginning. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.